Good evening, it's Fly My Phantom here. Video about Litchi and waypoints, and I've had a problem. Posted this video onto Facebook on the Litchi app help. Didn't really get much help, so I've had a look through it. I think I worked out what it was. I thought, go back to the field and we'll test it. But I'll show you what the problem is first of all. As I said, I put this video up on Facebook. So moving from waypoint 11 to 13, the quad should POI onto the church itself, which it is doing at the moment. It seems to be thinking everything looks kind of fine, and then as it gets to the church, it should then just rotate anti-clockwise, but it doesn't. Instead, it starts to rotate clockwise. It actually does that through 2 full rotations. So I thought, that's a bit strange. So I went back to fly the mission today, and I took the Android tablet out with me and just did this part of the mission. I didn't fly the whole mission, I just did the part of the mission where the error had occurred. It did do it again on another part of the mission, but I thought I'll just concentrate first of all on this. So this video is what the mission should look like, and indeed it does work with the Android tablet. Nexus 7, and again, latest version of Litchi app. So as you can see, the church is now the POI, and as the quad reaches it, what it should now do is it should now just rotate anti-clockwise around its point to point towards the actual river, and it works. I thought, great, okay. So I'll try it again this time with the iOS device. I've got an iPad mini, so change it all around, put the iPad mini on, set the quad off, and this is the result. First of all, it starts off, and the first POI is this tree. Now the first thing you can see it doing is it's down, camera's up, camera's down again, camera's back up, back down, and up. And eventually, once it loses sight of the POI, it stopped doing that. And I thought, it's a bit strange that. So I'll just leave it to carry on and see what it does. So eventually it reaches the graveyard that I was filming, sorry, cemetery, not graveyard. And at this point I'm thinking, alright, let's see how it copes with this POI for the church again. So it starts to fly the POI, everything seems fine, the mission seems running fine. Then the camera goes up, right up, and then the camera starts to tilt down. I thought, okay, it's seen the POI, it seems to be working, but it's dropping steadily, and then all of a sudden, bang, straight to the bottom, and the camera then stayed there all up until I eventually then decided to cancel the mission and do a return to home for it. So obviously the first thing I needed to look at was it an app issue with the iOS device? Well, I'm on the latest version of the iOS Litchi, and I'm on the latest version of Android. I thought, it can't be that. Then a thought struck me. These bloody mission settings, I don't know what they're there for, I don't know how they can override what I create on the hub, but yes, the fault was in these bloody mission settings. Let me just show you now on the iPad exactly what it is I mean. So these are the mission settings, as you can see. They're accessible from clicking on this button here. And one of the settings is default gimbal pitch mode, and it so happens I had mine set to disabled. I put the setting to focus POI. The Android actually was on interplay. Whether that makes a difference, I don't know. But I put mine on to focus POI, and I ran the mission, and everything worked fine. So again, you're going to have to watch these settings, because you may plan the most perfect mission on the hub, but the minute you transfer it down to your tablet, your iPad, whatever, if any of these settings here don't match what they're supposed to have, I've mentioned this before, heading, custom, finish action and so on. Even things like cruising speed, if you set it on the hub to 25 mile an hour, and then you come across to here, your cruising speed suddenly changed, same as max flight speed, etc. I don't know why Litchi's put these in. I really would like to ask him and say, why does it matter? You make them on the hub, they should remain no matter what you bring across the tablet. So if you want to make sure that your POIs work correctly, make sure that focus POI is set or interplay. Try it with either one. As I say, it works on my Android being set to interplay, and it works on my iOS being set to focus POI. The other setting I also want to point out is this one, managed or manual. for your rotation direction. That has to be on managed. If it's on manual, then it won't rotate the quad around. You'd have to do it manually. I think that's what it means. So make sure that's on managed, and then hopefully then the quad should work fine. Tell you what, let's have a look at the web page for Litchi's help, and we'll see whether or not it shows anything. So according to Litchi's web page, the help section, default gimbal pitch mode to be used for newly added waypoints. But yeah, I didn't add any new waypoints. It did affect the behaviour of the existing mission when it's brought across. Just go down to gimbal pitch. It says here, choose between disabled where the gimbal pitch control will be manual, focus POI where Litchi will automatically control the gimbal pitch to keep selected POI in the centre of the frame, blue markers. Again, I can't see any blue markers anywhere. Or interplate. Well, we know about interplate and POI it works. I'm not going to read the whole thing out, but there doesn't seem to be anything in the help guide that says, you know, the mission settings override what you've done, pausing a mission, stopping a mission. It doesn't say, you know, the mission settings will overwrite or change the default settings, but it does. I can say definitively that if I had it set as disabled, it just didn't work, the focus POI. So just to let you know, if you are going to fly a mission and you've got POIs or interplate, anything, make sure you go into the mission settings and change it, default gimbal pitch mode to focus POI. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe someone can do a video that shows that this works fine no matter what setting it is. But my own personal experience, and just help you guys out, just check that setting. And that's it from me. As always, thanks very much for watching my videos. Please like it, subscribe to it if you're not a subscriber already. And remember, Fly My Phantom always says, fly safely. See you again real soon.